And welcome back, everyone. Everyone. Song Blue. Um, so this is apparently based on a 2008 documentary film. I think by this of the same name. I'm reading this from verbatim right now. Um, by of the same name. The film stars Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson as Mike and Clara Sardina, who performed as the Neil Diamond tribute band Lightning and Thunder. It also stars Michael Imperioni, Ella Anderson, and Mustafa Shakir, Fisher Stevens, and Jim Belushi. And it is based off a real story of this guy. He was a former alcoholic. Um, he was a former alcoholic. No, not, you're always an alcoholic. But he was a soldier. He was an alcoholic, intermission, 20 years sober, and he was an entertainer. And he basically just his dream was just to entertain people and make them laugh, make them smile, make them just enjoy things. And him and his wife basically became the act of Lightning and Thunder, a Neil Diamond tribute band. And obviously, as they say, well, some details of the story have been Hollywoodized. The core events of Claire's life, including a tragedy happened. Well, these are true events where um, are true. So, an actual car accident, their unique romance, and the end of the film, which I will not necessarily spoil that. It's apparently like the core stuff that happens here happened. So look, I this is a weird type of it's a weird type of feel good movie. Did I like the film? Oh, I like the film. Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson are magnetic. They are electrifying together. And Kate Hudson, man, her voice is magical. And Hugh Jackman is always a fantastic singer. But it's about these two people who have their own issues and struggles who ultimately come together, find love, and find that thing that really connects and binds them. And again, it's Neil Diamond and it's music and it's just the thrill of entertaining. And you immediately buy that these are good people. They're good people who have made mistakes in their life, who kind of still make some mistakes, but who grow from it. Um, and there's something just uplifting about it. There's points in the movie where Hugh Jackman, he's because he goes to AA meetings, he has his real birthday and his sober birthday, the date of how long it's been since he's been sober, and he does these video messages when he can't be there for the group, and you can just tell like Hugh Jackman has clearly known people who have struggled before. He clearly has because he knows how to play someone who is who has a problem, who's dealt with the problem, who's learned to live with the problem, and who still struggles. Like he's not perfect. So when you see his video message, and you just get this kind of warm, not uplifting, but sense of security from hearing that. It's it's really kind of heartfelt in a lot of ways. Like the struggles these guys went through, his health issues, not just alcohol, um, and the fact that he was not upfront about things with his health, and that possibly was what kind of that's kind of the reason why things ended the way they ended. You can kind of tell what I'm referring for this, but I'll keep it light on the spoilers, just in case no one's actually ever heard the story before. And then Kate Hudson's character, Claire, and the fact that she got into a car accident. You do see some of that in the trailer, so that's not a spoiler. Like it's rough. When we get into the true drama of this movie, it gets rough. Especially if you've known people who have dealt with addiction issues and who have dealt with accidents and things along those lines. And like have been injured and have just kind of shut down mentally. Like it gets rough. It does. And there's some great bit of drama with these guys. There is one moment I'm looking at Jack because clearly time is passing for them. And I'm like, oh, he's got gray. Time's clearly passing. He's got gray in his mutton chops. And then I'm like, saying, like, wait, he doesn't have gray in his mutton chops anymore. What's going on? And I realize, oh, he's dyeing them. Okay. And then obviously the core of the movie is the music. Like Neil Diamond's music is the core of the movie. And like he says, I don't really look like Neil. I don't even really sound like Neil. but it didn't matter. It was the personality. It was the energy of who he was. It was that was exactly what it was. And he and his wife loved to entertain people. He loved to make them laugh. He loved to make them smile. He loved to make them cheer, and you could feel that in this movie. Whenever it's music and they're performing, um, it is very, very entertaining. And again, the heart of it is here too. I actually kind of like the relationship with the daughters a bit, like because they both have their own kids. And they're both divorced, so the daughters end up meeting. You're thinking, oh, this is awkward, but no, they actually tend to really bond. They really do bond in a really realistic way, and I really appreciated that. And her daughter ends up really connecting with Hugh Jackman. There's a great moment in the film where she says, "I'm pregnant." It's like, oh, okay, wow. I thought you're just putting on some extra busy. You didn't notice this? I thought it was just like family weight or whatever. But he then goes, okay, in the Marines we had this. What's it, Spechnik? I think it was something like that. And he basically breaks it down for it. And they have this really good, he's just got this really good moment of parenting. And I'm like, that's really good parenting, man. He's a really good stepdad to her. So I like hearing, I like seeing them bond together. I like all that. And yeah, does it end in a bittersweet place? Yeah, it does. But it's a bittersweet place with a nice message at the end. And yeah, man, it really is just a very nice, lovely movie. Is it going to be in the top 10, my top 10 of the films of the year? Probably not. Is it one of the best films of the year? Definitely not. I got to actually start now making my list of the best films of the year. But I have no hesitation about saying that SpongeBob won't be on the best 10 on the list. It probably won't. I might like it, but it's not going to be in my top 10 film of the year list. Um, Either way, though, I very much enjoyed this film. It was a very heartfelt film. It wears its heart on its sleeve, really. Is there anything I could say that maybe I had an issue with? Because I didn't know the actual story. I knew of it, but not the actual story. So I didn't know where it ultimately ended. Kind of like Ford v Ferrari. I didn't know that Miles in Ford v Ferrari Miles Kent actually passed away in an accident. So I didn't know that. So I was actually surprised by that. Is there anything that doesn't work for me in this? I wouldn't say there's anything that doesn't work. No, there's really nothing that doesn't work. Is it a perfect film? No, but I mean, for what the film actually has to do, it does it well. So, yeah, I recommend this, especially if you like a somewhat musical. I'd recommend that. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for What If tomorrow. Until then, thanks for watching and see you later.